And they had their pool deck sealed by somebody, and it was just done incorrectly. Sand all over the surface, is extremely slippery. It was just a nightmare. This project totally went sideways. They called the company out, and they said, well, we could add more sealer. We'll do this to it. We'll do this. I don't really know what they did, but they really made a mess of these people's pool deck. And picture this. You walk out of this house. They have a multi-million-dollar house. Beautiful yard. Beautifully landscaped, beautiful pool, overlooks. I think they overlooked a golf course. Just absolutely beautiful. Everything's manicured, and the pool deck was just horrendous. It totally ruined the vibe of. I mean, they paid a lot of money for this house, but you're paying not only for the lifestyle, but for the peace and ambiance that the house brings, right? And the yard was a big focal point of their property, the backyard in particular around the pool. So they called me, and I went out and did a personal assessment and evaluation of what was going on. And this is in the earlier stages of my business. And the homeowner, Michelle, she was like in tears, like literally. Like she goes, I can't even enjoy this. I've had this company come out multiple times. It just keeps getting worse. I called other companies. They said they're not qualified to even touch this. She goes, I don't know what to do. She goes, we can't afford to just rip it all up and start over. So we assessed it, and we determined that she needed a paver restoration. And at that time we were new at paver restorations. Clean and seal, we had done it for a couple of years. Restorations, I was new at it, and I told her, I said, I'll be completely transparent, because I was referred to her by her pool guy. He said, this guy does the best work. He doesn't trash her pool. Believe me, because I clean up after this guy all the time. He goes, I'd give him a call. He thought really highly of me. I'd met him once or twice out similar properties. And they said, well, Jim recommended you, and so whatever you think's good. And so that was a lot of responsibility on my shoulders. How do I make this right? Because I don't really know what I'm doing. So I was transparent. I said, you need a restoration. This old sealer needs to be stripped off. And I said, I've never done it. I said, I've gone to a training class for it. I said, and I'm willing to do it, but I'm just got to be honest with you. I've never done it. And so I don't know how this is going to go. I said, but I tell you what, here's the price. And it's expensive. It's like 3 or 4 times the amount of red clean and seal to do a restoration. I said, here's the price, and this is what it'll cost. And they were nervous. They sat on it for about 4 days, asked me to come back out again. And again, she's almost in tears. She's like, I put so much money into this, Jeff. I can't put more money into this if it doesn't go right. She goes, it's just got me nervous. And I said, well, I tell you what, let me do it. Here's the price. If it does not come out right or as you want, you can pay me this much. And it was like, it would have just covered my material at like $15 an hour. It just meant that I don't lose everything, but I won't make anything, So they thought about it for a day or two. Again, they were very reluctant because they just got burned by whoever did this job. They weren't qualified to do this job. And they hired us to do it. And I went out there, and I had my mentor, John March, had taught me a lot of what I know. And I called him. He goes, I'll do it with you. He goes, all I charge is $500. I'm like, for the whole day? He goes, yeah, 2 days, whatever it takes. He goes, I'll help you out. So John came down. We did it together. He taught me how to do this job. And we did it together, and it came out beautiful. So the end result, I mean, they paid the full price. They were happy to. According to her, she'd have paid double that if she'd have known it would have come out like that. And she's like, I'll give you a review. I'll give you a video testimonial. So I utilized all that. I got a video testimonial of her and Blaine, her husband, on the pool deck, and talking about how much they enjoy it now and how the other company had totally screwed it up, and just gave us all this accolades. And so that was very rewarding. But the key aspect of why it was so important to look good is that was an extension of their living area. Okay. You pay a lot of money for views, right? They say location, location, location. You want to be on the water, you're going to pay more. You want to be on the golf course, you're going to pay more. They did all that, and the contractor disappointed them and really screwed up their perfect image of utopia, right? So we went in and fixed it, and it came out great thanks to John's help. But that's how I got started in restoration. And restoration has some downfalls. It could do some damage to painted surfaces in the vicinity and everything. But to get that right, it's got to be done a certain way. And just seeing how excited they were, and the videos that they did for me, testimonials and the online reviews, and it made me feel really good. In fact, I used to have a picture that when I did estimates, I would show them before and after pictures. There's a picture of Blaine and Michelle with thumbs up on the back, smiling on their pool deck. That was a big thing for me.